All right. Welcome in, everyone, to Green on Sports. Well, let's let this camera focus in. All good. All right. So today we're going to talk about the NFL draft as it is actually currently going on. The Jacksonville Jaguars live pick just picked Bashan Tuttle out of, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I obviously have it on mute, so I don't know how they pronounced it, but he's a running back out of Virginia Tech. So they're finding a little reassurance or a little depth behind Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne. I can't remember if it's Travis or Trevor. But yeah, so I also broke down a lot of the key picks from days 1 and 2 just recently. And I'll break those down, and I will keep live updates as well as the Giants just picked and their pick is in. So as soon as they announce that, I will announce that to y'all as well. But so we'll go top 10, of course. Cam Ward, no surprise, went to the Titans. And a lot of people are talking about how like this kid was not talked about. And it's true. Like for a number one pick, like last year, Caleb Williams was talked about, oh my gosh, like too much. Caleb Williams was talked about too much last year, by far. And Cam Ward, this poor kid has like worked his way up so hard to get to this point and has not like been afforded what he should be in the sense that he should be talked about more. Like this guy has a really good shot of changing the Titans like franchise trajectory, and seems as nobody cares. But no, great pick for the Titans. I believe it should change the trajectory for the Titans. He's a really good quarterback. They really needed that. They signed Tyler Lockett as well. Oh my goodness. The New York Giants just signed drafted Cam Skadaboo, the running back out of Arizona. Crazy pick. Good for the Giants. Great for the Giants. Wow. That's like the perfect replacement to Saquon Barkley. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be Saquon Barkley, but like you talking about a dude who could do it all. Wow. Cam Skadaboo to the Giants. Great pick for the Giants. I really wish the Steelers would have got him yesterday. Obviously, I'm a Steelers fan. I'm wearing the hat. I've said multiple times on this. But, yeah, I would have much rather the Steelers gotten Cam Skadaboo over the Caleb Johnson kid they got yesterday in round 3. But that's fine. But we'll get to that later. But, yeah, so then after Cam Ward goes pick number 1 overall, 1-1, then also Warren Moon gave him the ability to wear his retired jersey number 1 for the Titans. Great stuff. Yeah. Then the number 2 pick was the Browns. Then they switched up, traded back, got a pretty decent amount of draft capital for that number 2 pick from the Jaguars, who then traded up to get Travis Hunter, which some people were hating on the pick and the trade. Some people weren't, but I think that's a really good move for Jacksonville. Jacksonville doesn't really need a quarterback. They have a pretty decent O-line. I don't know. And I like that new GM from Jacksonville. The way he was speaking about Travis Hunter after they picked him in like the press conference, it was like, this dude is so smart. He came from like the Rams, I believe, too. And like the Rams are obviously well run. They finessed the Falcons later on in this first round, which we'll get to. But the fact that this dude came from the Rams and then has the possibility of like changing he's the possibility of changing the Jaguars organization from the front office standpoint. Like some people were like Colin Cowherd and was saying specifically that they don't even know how well their personnel is. If you see somebody like Travis Hunter, this dude can literally play both sides of the ball. And I don't care if they put him in packages or if they make him one more than the other. He's going to play both sides of the ball, and he's going to be good at both. People keep saying, like, oh, well, he was only doing it in college. Well, so was everything else that all these other people did. Like, anybody that got into the NFL before they were into the NFL was only doing it in college. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, Cam Ward could change the entire trajectory of the Titans. I mean, I even just said it. But guess what? He was only doing it in college, and only 1 year of that was in Power 5 college football. I mean, Travis Hunter saying, well, I guess 2 years or a year and a half since he was injured half of last year. But still, this dude was amazing. He's an amazing football talent. He's like, it's just unspeakable the things that this guy can do. The Jaguars wanted him more than the Cleveland Browns. I think the Cleveland Browns should have drafted him. They need somebody like that. They need hope in that organization. They're out there with they have a worse quarterback room than the Steelers, and the Steelers basically only have Mason Rudolph. And it's because they have an insanely overpaid bust who's injured and has a criminal history. And then there's Joe Flacco, who no shame to Joe Flacco, but he's also like 45. He's like Tom Brady age, but he's not Tom Brady level. And then they got Kenny Pickett, a guy who got rejected out of the state of Pennsylvania by both teams. Or not rejected, but he got traded from one team for basically nothing. Traded again from another team for basically nothing. Life pick also. Patriots just selected safety out of Cal, Craig Woodard. 69 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 7 passes batted away last year. But yes, live pick for the Patriots. But yeah, Travis Hunter to the Jaguars, great trade for the Jaguars. Also, I mean, that's the thing. It could also, 2 things can be true. It could be a great trade for the Jaguars and a great trade for the Browns. Even though I was just saying the Browns needed it, they could have used it. It's fine, I guess. But then the Browns got the draft capital. They got they're going to have 2 first rounds next year, which could be beneficial. And apparently, they want to have capital to trade up for a quarterback next year. It's like you don't even know if the quarterbacks next year are going to be that good. And you didn't take one this year until round 3. And that's the thing. I guess also, since they waited, now it's like they don't even need those picks for a quarterback next year if the quarterback they selected works out. But yeah, and then number 3, and then also I believe number 25 went to the Giants. The Giants selected Abdul Carter. Obviously, really good pick. He's a great player. Great edge rusher. You need those. Dexter Lawrence, his contract is up next year, or I believe this is his last year on contract. So, yeah, it's either this year or next year that's their last year with him. But, yeah, they might as well have drafted. They basically just drafted a better Micah Parsons, who's younger, in that same division. The Cowboys are so dead last in this division, it's not even funny. Even though they had a really great draft pick as well. But then the Giants traded up into the first round for Jackson Dart, which to me is insane. I know Jackson Dart is not the second best quarterback in this draft. I don't think Jackson Dart is a top 5 quarterback in this draft, but that is very on par for the Giants. But if he's learning, if he's sitting there learning under Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, he definitely has the potential to grow, and then when he gets there, move up. But yeah, Giants, great pick with Abdul. I don't like the Jackson Dart trade. I don't like it at all. But, they just drafted Cam Scatterboo, so it doesn't even matter. They're going to be great. Also, Jack Kaiser, the linebacker out of Notre Dame, just got drafted to the Jacksonville Jaguars live. Pick number 107, round 4, as day 3 has started. Pick number 4 was Will Campbell, the offensive tackle out of the University of LSU. He went to the Patriots. Patriots, they got their quarterback last year, really. They clearly believe in Drake May. They even traded away their other rookie that was Joe Milton, or not rookie, but this would have been his second year, same as Drake May. They traded him away, so they obviously clearly are fully believing in Drake May. They needed O-line. Their O-line has slightly depleted, and then obviously you're going to have somebody that knows better. In what's the coach they got? Mike Vrabel. Yes, so Mike Vrabel knows that you need the trenches. He knows that. And so what he did is he went out and he drafted the best player in the trenches available that they believed at that time because, well, I guess Abdul Carter is technically in the trenches because he's an edge rusher. But other than that, the O-line, D-line, trenches. And then doesn't surprise me for the Pats. Great pick for the Pats as well. Will Campbell seems like he's going to be a great player. The Browns, after they moved down with the Jaguars, they ended up with the 5th pick, which is still a great pick. They got the defensive tackle. Oh, man, his name is blanking for me. Mason Graham. Yes, Mason Graham. Michigan Wolverine, now Cleveland Brown. Him with Myles Garrett on the outside is a pretty scary pass rush. I'm not gonna lie. That kid seems like he's prime to like come in and make a difference. So that's good for the Browns. The Browns, like I said, actually did not make too bad of a move. This GM must know what's up. And then pick number 6 was the Las Vegas Raiders. They went with what everybody thought was going to happen here as well. They went with Ashton Jeanty. Pete Carroll loves this. Pete Carroll loves this. What happened the last time? Pete Carroll had a really good running back that was really hard to tackle, and they did well. Basically, it was him and Marshawn Lynch, and they did well. Speaking of the Raiders, they just picked at number 108. They are announcing the pick right now. Let's see who it is. It is – the graphic isn't loading. Let's see. It's a player out of Tennessee, Dante Thornton Jr., a wide receiver out of Tennessee. Oh, I guess he used to play at Oregon as well. Okay, back in the Pac-12. All right. Dante Thornton Jr., wide receiver out of Tennessee. Last year had 26 receptions, 661 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Oh, wow. What a play. That's good for the Raiders. That is good for the Raiders. They definitely need some wide receiver help. They have Jacoby Myers, but this kid looks like he'd be a good pairing with him and Brock Bowers. For Geno Smith and Ashton Jeanty, that Raiders defense is looking pretty good. But anyways, yes, pick number 7 went to the New York Jets. They decided to take an offensive tackle, Armand Membu. I honestly think this kid might be the best offensive tackle. I think he's slightly better than Will Campbell, but that's not up for me to decide. But I think the Jets got a steal here. Great pick. Great tackle. He's going to come in and probably immediately make an impact for them. And then if you give Justin Fields like good to great O-line work, oh, man, this kid's going to be dangerous. Because the Jets already have a pretty decent O-line. Shoring it up with that really good offensive tackle out of the draft that you're going to have for at least 5 years with Justin Fields. Man, Justin Fields is going to be dangerous. That team is going to be dangerous. They obviously have Garrett Wilson as well. Man, yeah, great pick. Great pick by the Jets. Armand Membu was a great pick. Pick number 8 was a surprise to a lot of people. From pick 1 through 7, that was most people's mock drafts were going that way. Like Jeanty's in there. Obviously, the top 3 were always there. But the only thing was just the Jaguars swapped with the Browns, but it was the same people that they were going to pick. People thought that the Jaguars would pick Mason Graham with the 5th pick, but then the Browns did because obviously they switched. They thought the Browns were going to pick Travis Hunter with number 2. So, yeah, really 1 through 7 went pretty much how everybody thought it was going to go. And then the Panthers threw everybody off. Well, not everybody, but most people. Like the consensus was not that they were going to take a wide receiver, but they went out and got the best wide receiver in this draft, Teteroa McMillan, who is undoubtedly the best wide receiver in this draft. Like physically, you could see it. And a lot of people gave him criticism when he came out and he was like, oh, I don't really watch a lot of football. And then they were like, oh, well, he just doesn't watch film. And that's not really what he said. He was kind of just saying that he doesn't watch football, which is fine. I don't hate a guy who doesn't watch. Like, there's people who, like, do this because it's a job for them. There's people who do it because they just really, really love football. But, like, the people who do it just because it's a job for them, guess why they're doing it in the NFL? Because it's a job. Because they are really, really damn good at what they do. So this kid's good. I'm sure he watches some film. I'm sure he will. Also, wide receivers are like one of the least film junkie necessary people because they really just go run routes. And it's like you run routes, you get open, and like what's the difference? Like what are you gonna like? You either know that you're gonna burn the guy or you don't. And plus this guy's huge. Huge. So and the Panthers needed wide receivers. They needed it bad. So I bet you know who's happy about this pick? Bryce Young. Yeah, Bryce Young is happy about that. Live pick, the Bills at number 109 just selected Deone Walker, a defensive tackle out of Kentucky. Let's see. Okay. Showing some of his highlights right now. Okay. Pretty decent block shedding. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Deone Walker to the Bills. 62 tackles, 11.5 tackles for losses, 7.5 sacks. Wow. Oh, that was 2023. So that's not last year. But still, great year for that man that year. And then Bills just got a great D tackle. Looks like, or a good D tackle. Oh, yeah. Bills 4 selections so far are Maxwell Harrison, a cornerback out of Kentucky, and then TJ Sanders, a defensive tackle out of South Carolina, and then the edge rusher, Landon Jackson, out of Arkansas, and then another defensive tackle, Deone Walker. Wow. So they are shoring up that D-line. That is crazy. But, yeah, so after the Panthers went out and selected Tetairoa McMillan, great pick by them. Who picked 9th? Kelvin Banks was the offensive tackle, third offensive tackle in the top 10. He went 9th to, excuse me for forgetting. Oh, yeah, the Saints. A lot of people thought Jackson Dart was going to go here, Shedeur Sanders, because the Saints needed a quarterback. Well, they need a quarterback. Well, I mean, technically they've drafted one now, but we'll get to that. But yes, Kelvin Banks Jr., I mean, might as well, if you're going to get a quarterback or if you're going to need a quarterback or get a quarterback, you might as well get some protection for him. Kelvin Banks is good. I think he is a little bit better than Will Campbell as well. Nothing against Will Campbell. He's definitely still a top 3. I just like Banks and M'Boot better. I just love they're so much more, it looks like, physically like menacing, which is something you want from an offensive tackle. But yeah, so third offensive tackle to go in the top 10, Kelvin Banks. Obviously, offensive tackle is becoming more and more relevant and prominent to these O-lines, especially if you're going to have a young quarterback or a good quarterback that you want to protect. Obviously you want to protect the quarterback no matter what. And then to round out the top 10, Colson Loveland was the first tight end off the board. A lot of people thought Tyler Warren was going to be the first tight end off the board. This Colson Loveland kid from Michigan, really like rangy, almost wide receiver like tight end. He goes to Chicago. Chicago is trying to get Caleb Williams some more weapons. With Caleb Williams now having Cole Kmet and Colson Loveland at tight end, all these wide receivers, they actually drafted Luther Burden later to help him out as well. So Luther Burden, Rome Odunze, I think Keenan Allen, did he go back? I don't know. Even if they didn't. DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, Cole Kmet, Colson Loveland, DeAndre Swift, a way better offensive line. Way better offensive line now. If this kid doesn't succeed, and the offensive coach guru. Oh, man. If Caleb Williams doesn't succeed this year, they better stop making excuses for him. They're going to be like, oh, it was his first year in the offense. It was this, it was that. Guess what? Real number 1 picks, real legends will take that and then exceed still. They will continue to exceed. Like, if you gave all that to Jayden Daniels, it was his first year in offense, and he had way less weapons. Nothing against, obviously, Terry McLaurin is amazing. But what else do they have, really? You can't name them. I mean, they had Zach Ertz, but, this is, older Zach Ertz. I mean, he still played really well. But obviously, and part of that is because he's got a really damn good quarterback and a really good OC. But, yeah, I don't want to hear any more excuses for Caleb Williams, especially if he's bad this year. If he is bad this year, I'm gonna love it because if you go back in Green on Sports, if you go back, I did say that Caleb Williams should not have been picked number 1 overall because he's just not that great. And then some people are like, oh, well, it's where you end up. I don't care if it's where you end. If you are the number 1 pick in the draft, it's not supposed to be where you end up. Because guess what? If Cam Ward comes in here and he turns the Titans around, that's a harder job than turning the Bears around. I don't want to hear it. Plus, Cam Ward wasn't supposed to be this, oh, he's the greatest. Yeah. Get out of here with that Caleb Williams hype. But yeah, so that was the top 10. And then we'll start breaking down just key picks after that. Obviously, the top 10 is very important. But pick number 12, I believe, the Cowboys got the offensive tackle out of Alabama, Tyler Booker. But apparently he's going to move into guard. But still, that man, oh, man, he went on because he started trending after he went on Micah Parsons' podcast right after the pick. And then he was telling them, he was like, oh, yeah, I just love, he's like, people love waking up to play football. But then, whenever these defensive linemen come against me and, I start blocking them and then I see the love of the football leave their eyes, he's like, I love that. And it was like, wow. This kid is a dog. He is ready to come in and play. That kid is a dog. Oh, my gosh. The Jets at pick 110. Pick is in. They just picked Arian Smith, the wide receiver out of Georgia. 3 games with 100-plus receiving yards. 1 in the first 4 seasons. Okay. He ran a 4.36 40-yard dash. Okay. 5th fastest wide receiver at the combine. All right. Kid out of Georgia. All right. I mean, if you played well with Carson Beck as your quarterback, you definitely gonna play well with Justin Fields as your quarterback. Let's see. They got Armand Mimbu, Mason Taylor, a tight end out of LSU, Azare Thomas, a cornerback out of Florida State. Oh yeah, that kid's good. Yes, and then Arian Smith a wide receiver out of Georgia. Man, the Jets had a really good draft. Who did they get as their GM? I forget. I think they got a Broncos guy or somebody. Man, the Jets got a really good GM, apparently. Oh, the Eagles. The Eagles just picked at 111. They picked Ty Robinson, a defensive tackle out of Nebraska. Oh, yes, I live in Nebraska. I've seen this kid. I've watched a couple of Nebraska games. That kid's pretty decent. It's a good pick for the Eagles, especially, because it's hard not to be a good D tackle with the rest of that Eagles D line around you. Goodness gracious. But yeah, so the Cowboys got that offensive lineman, a dog. Wherever they put him, guard, tackle, center, I don't care. He's gonna be good for the Cowboys. And they need it because their O-line is bad. And with their O-line being bad, they have no run game and no pass game because Dak Prescott is trash. Or he's not trash. Let me be more professional. Dak Prescott is not capable of performing, especially to the amount that he is being paid or the amount to win in that division with no good O-line. So, yeah, they definitely need a great O-line, really, especially because that division's hard. Like I said, the Giants just got a game changer. They have 3 quarterbacks. One of them's got to work out. They've got Malik Neighbors. Oh, man. They got a better coach. I mean, we don't know how Schottenheimer is yet, but still, as of right now, they have a better coach. And that's the Giants. The other 2 teams are clearly better than both of them. So, they were out there vying for 4th they were out there going for 4th against the Cowboys and the Giants. And then, so yeah. But they're still going to need probably a little bit more help than this Cowboys guy. But we just loved that interview. And then the Falcons, they picked 15th, got Jalen Walker from Georgia. And then, like I said earlier, they traded up to get James Pierce Jr. from Tennessee later in the round, which are both linebacker, edge rusher kind of guys that come out from the side. First pick, Jalen Walker. Not bad. Great pick. trading up for James Pierce was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. First of all, if you just drafted one of the best edge rushing linebackers that's in the draft, why would you trade up for another edge rusher? And then plus the James Pierce guy apparently was like, he fell off of like the only reason he was still available at that time, given he does have a bunch of talent, he fell down a bunch of draft boards because apparently he's like a super bad individual. Like he's a terrible person. What was reported. I don't know whether or not James Pierce is a terrible individual. I've never met the guy. Also, I just assume most of these kids are like still very misunderstood and trying to find everything out because they're in college. And I've been there. But yeah, I don't know what the Falcons were doing. I don't think they really needed two edge rushers that bad or two outside linebacker individuals that bad, but I guess they thought so. Man. But anyway, moving on. The Cardinals in the first and second round got a defensive tackle, Walter Nolan from Ole Miss. Good kid if you watch his tape. Man. And then they, in the middle of round 2, got Will Johnson, the cornerback out of Michigan. That's a steal. That is an absolute steal. These both are great picks, especially for the Cardinals because they needed to improve that defense. Their offense is kind of good. Not kind of good, but their offense isn't super needy as much as their defense. Like they have a pretty decent O-line with they drafted that kid Paris Johnson not too long ago, and they have some other O-linemen as well. Obviously, they have Kyler Murray. They have Marvin Harrison. They have Trey McBride. They have James Conner and Trey Benson. They really don't need like too much on offense. So reassuring their defense like that, whoo, boy, dang. Oh, the Saints just picked the linebacker out of Oklahoma, Danny Stutzman. Pick 112. Saints get Danny Stutzman, linebacker out of Oklahoma. I think if this is a kid I've seen in interviews, it's a pretty good dude. Now, let's see. Oh, yeah, number 28. Okay. Ooh. Oh, no. Does he pick that? Oh, no, he didn't pick it, but he made the difference on that play. That was good. Okay. All right. Yes. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers really run the South. The Falcons are out here making these dumb trades. The Panthers made a really good pick with getting that Ted McMillan. And then the Saints followed that with Kelvin Banks. Both really good picks, but they need a lot more help to catch the Bucs. And then the Bucs came out here and drafted Emeka Egbuka. If Emeka Egbuka is your wide receiver 3 with a really capable quarterback in Baker Mayfield, a really decent O-line, bro, the Bucs are winning the NFC South again. No doubt about it. Sorry to tell you. Pick 21, my team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. A lot of people thought since Shedeur fell out of the top 9, everybody was like, oh, yeah, he's definitely going Pittsburgh. That was a lot of talk on day 1. Did not happen. We drafted a defensive tackle, Derek Harmon, out of Oregon. Really good player. Great guy. I'm happy. A lot of our defensive line is getting old. Also, other than Cam Hayward, we really don't. I mean, we have Larry Ojinobi and we have Keanu Benton is good. He definitely is going to need some help, but Larry Ojinobi and all that, it's not good. Oh, actually, I don't even know. I think we might have lost Larry Ojinobi, but still, Derek Harmon, great pick. Because also Cam Hayward's getting old. Sooner or later, he will retire, and we need a replacement for him when that happens. And then, sad story about that kid. He went to go tell his mom, who was on life support, that he got drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and she shortly after, within the next few hours, I believe, passed away. So rest in peace to Mama Harmon. That is sad news. But welcome to the Steelers for Derek Harmon. Hopefully he's all right. Got to be crazy, one of the happiest and saddest days of your life kind of combined in one, your dream comes true, but then also your mother passes away. So hopefully that kid is okay, and hopefully he has great channels to go through to express himself. But yes, let's move on to another pick. The Chargers, who picked right after the Steelers, got Omarion Hampton. A lot of people also thought the Steelers would draft him. I'm glad we did not get a running back that early. Omarion Hampton is good. Oh, the 49ers just selected CJ West, a defensive tackle out of Indiana. And now the Panthers are on. Wow, the Panthers pick is in, but they are yet to announce it. But yeah, so Panthers pick 114 is in. 49ers just selected CJ West, defensive tackle out of Indiana. Keeping you on the live updates. Yes, but anyway, so the Chargers, they selected Omarion Hampton. And then in the next couple rounds, they selected a wide receiver. Let me catch his name real quick. They got Trey Harris. So they are definitely improving their offense. They drafted the great offensive tackle last year, Joe Alt, and then now they have obviously they have Justin Herbert. They got Najee Harris and Omarion Hampton in the back with a Jim Harbaugh led team. With those two running backs is insane. They went from last year with J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, and no shame to them. They played really well. Great comeback year for J.K. Dobbins. He got robbed for a comeback player of the year. But they now have Najee Harris and Omarion Hampton. Way better backfield. And then now they got this Trey Harris kid who will help this insanely depleted wide receiver room. This is one of the worst wide receiver rooms there is. So now that kid comes in, him and Ladd McConkey hopefully help out. Because I don't know if they still have Quentin Johnson, but if they do, he needs to be gone. Oh, yeah, then they got Mike Williams back, so that is good. But, yeah, that's great for the Chargers. Great pickups. The Packers drafted Matthew Golden at pick 23 and then came back in, I believe, it's round 3 they went, and they got another wide receiver, Savion Williams, out of TCU. Savion Williams, and then Matthew Golden. Matthew Golden's a great pick. Because he could be their wide receiver 1 that everybody's always like, oh, the Packers don't have wide receiver 1, even though Jaden Reed is clearly their wide receiver 1, and he's kind of proven good enough to be so. But Matthew Golden, Jaden Reed, Christian Watson. I'm not too big on Christian Watson, but there's the other kid. Dontavian Wicks popped off last year, and then there's also Romeo Doubs. Those 5 plus the other kid that they drafted. I'm not too familiar with him. I think he was out of what? TCU. Yeah, Savion Williams. I'm not too familiar with him, but those 6 wide receivers with Jordan Love thrown to him cannot be bad, especially with Tyler Kraft as well. But yes, yeah, that was really. I mean, there's also the rest of the rest of the end of the first round, but a lot of that was like nothing too crazy. It was all just like these teams that are obviously ran really well because they're picking at the end of the late round, and then they got players that they needed. What was weird though is the Eagles traded with the Chiefs, 31-32. I don't think the Chiefs would have taken this guy that the Eagles got, so there had to be something behind that. But then the Eagles got an offensive tackle, the Chiefs got an offensive tackle, which they really needed. But then you go to round 2. The Browns had 2 picks in the first 4 picks of round 2 because of the trade with the Jaguars. They got their pick in round 2 for Travis Hunter, basically. So the Browns, they picked the linebacker with the first pick on day number 2. And then they went with Quinshon Judkins, the guy from Ohio State, which then was followed 2 picks later by Travion Henderson, who was also from Ohio State. So both Ohio State running backs go to the Cleveland Browns and then the New England Patriots, who are both kind of running back needy because Nick Chubb is kind of not all that he was before. And then I think the Patriots still have Ramondre Stevenson as their starting running back, but who knows? They clearly could use Travion Henderson. So, yeah, good for those Ohio State kids going early round 2. Really good spot for a running back. 3rd and 4th running backs off the board, also really good. We spoke about Luther Burden going to the Bears. One of the Ohio State wide receivers went early in the first round, or in the second round, I mean, in the early picks of the second round. It was Jaden Higgins. He went to the Texans. The Texans definitely needed wide receiver help, so that is good. That is really good that they got him. And then quarterback number 3 off the board after Jackson Dart and Cam Ward happened at pick number 40, Tyler Show from Louisville, who will be 26 when the next year starts. He went to the Saints. The Saints definitely need a quarterback, and they kind of need one ready to play now. So this is actually a really good pick by the Saints because Jackson Dart's not ready to play now. Shedeur may be ready to play now. This Tyler Show kid, he was interviewed after, and he was saying how, like, he stayed in college and gained life experience because he knew whenever you get to the league, if you're like some young, dumb kid, that it's kind of harder. Like if you show up as a real grown adult and a real mature individual to the league, you're kind of ready. Especially like you're a second round pick. You're going to the Saints, so like you're not really going to be able to turn things around too much. So like the pressure isn't too crazy. But yes, Tyler Show sounds like a pretty intelligent kid. They needed somebody ready to play now because Derek Carr is going to be injured. I like the pick. At first, I wasn't too high on Tyler Show, but then he had that interview, and I was like, oh, wow, this kid's actually pretty good. But the Cardinals just picked Cody Simon, linebacker, I believe. Linebacker out of Ohio State. The Cardinals just picked Cody Simon, linebacker out of Ohio State. So that adds on to their third-round pick of Jordan Birch, an edge out of Oregon, Will Johnson, and Walter Nolan, who we talked about earlier in this episode, the cornerback from Michigan, and the defensive tackle from Ole Miss. So, like I said, the Cardinals are adding to that defense, and they're adding to it heavy. And these are all great picks. There's not a single pick here that I hate for the Cardinals, which is interesting because normally they're not ran that well. So, wow, Cardinals are doing great work. Let's see. Yeah. Mike Green in the second round went to the Ravens. Mike Green was the, I believe, linebacker or edge rusher from, he was the edge rusher from Marshall, who transferred to Marshall after Virginia and told people at the combine that he transferred to Marshall from Virginia after being re-accused of sexual assault, which apparently like he was never charged. He was just accused, and like it was like super messy situations. The Ravens said they did their due diligence. They read into him. They did all these like investigations, like inside investigations. Obviously, it's behind him. It's in the past. So that's good for them. Good for Mike Green that he got drafted. And then running back 5 off the board was R.J. Harvey from UCF. He went to the Broncos. That was interesting. And then Trey Amos from Ole Miss, a cornerback, went to the Commanders, which was a really good pick. Yes, and then the Steelers in round 3, the Steelers grabbed Caleb Johnson. We apparently needed a running back in this draft. I'm not so sure. Like, we have Jaylen Warren, who's really good. I don't know if running back was that necessary this early. The fact that we could have gotten Cam Skattebo with this, I already expressed in this episode, the fact that we could have gotten Cam Skattebo in this pick, and then we picked this kid. Nothing against Caleb Johnson from Iowa. Cam Skattebo is just better. I mean, it's too late. We already drafted him. I was not that happy about this pick, but it is fine. It is fine. Also the Texans got the other wide receiver out of Iowa State, which was crazy good pick for them. The tandem wide receivers out of Iowa State who were really good last year. Really good. Really key reason of why they were in the Big 12 championship against ASU. But yeah, that's good because the Texans definitely need a wide receiver because I don't know why they traded for Christian Kirk if they were going to draft these wide receivers, but I guess obviously you don't know until you know. But then, to round out kind of like some of the key picks, Jalen Milroe went to Seattle Seahawks. Crazy pick. Jalen Milroe to Seattle Seahawks. As a Steelers fan, I was sad because I would have loved to have gotten Jalen Milroe. as well as when the Browns pick Dylan Gabriel. These quarterbacks are going to these teams that are going to need them because Seattle paid Sam Darnold like an average contract, like a middle of the pack kind of contract for a starting quarterback, on the lower end, but still middle of the pack. But yeah, Milroe's way better, and he will take this job eventually. But yeah, and then also before this, they were saying that they are willing to trade Sam Howell. So Sam Howell will definitely be on the move soon. So watch for that. Because they kind of don't need him if they have Jalen Milroe and Sam Darnold. You have the bridge player, and then you have the future franchise quarterback. And then the Browns taking Dylan Gabriel. Oh man, this scares me as a Steelers fan because that is one smart kid. That kid is like mentally built different. And man, like the Browns taking Dylan Gabriel. So right now they have Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett. They can roll into the year with hopefully Flacco starting since Kenny Pickett is like terrible. But yeah, eventually leading on to like Dylan Gabriel taking over for that team, that could be really good for the Browns. That with the defensive tackle, crazy work. But yeah, so if we go over like what was drafted in those first 3 rounds. Woody Marks, running back out of USC, just got picked by the Texans. The Houston Texans reassuring more offensive skill pieces with Woody Marks from USC to be, I'm assuming, backup behind Joe Mixon. Man, Woody Marks ain't bad. Woody Marks is not a bad backup running back. Woo! Wow, live pick. Woody Marks to the Texans. Pick 116. That's kind of a steal. Kid's good. Yeah, so we will go over. So out of the first 3 rounds, there's 102 picks. 20 of them were defensive backs, safeties, or cornerbacks. That does include Travis Hunter. 19 of them were O linemen. 16 edge rushers and 4 linebackers. So kind of like depends on how you want to do that. And then to combine that with 12 D tackles, so a lot of defensive front 7 taken, a lot of defense taken in those first 3 rounds, mostly defense. Because that's 52 defenders out of 102 players. I guess that's pretty even then. So but then the rest was O line really, and then wide receivers, 14 wide receivers. That was also including Travis Hunter. 6 tight ends, 6 running backs. It was said to be a good tight end, good running back draft, which that kind of doesn't show that necessarily. So that means some of them kind of waited a little bit to get picked. And then obviously we've seen like 3 or 4 running backs go since we've been on this live. And then 5 quarterbacks, none of those including Shedeur Sanders. And actually to this moment, still no Shedeur Sanders. Oh, actually a new running back just taken. Jarquez Hunter, the running back out of Auburn, just got picked up by the Rams. The Los Angeles Rams at pick 117 just drafted Jarquez Hunter. And the Falcons they just made their pick at 118. That will be announced soon, and I will let y'all know. Day 4. Yeah, but so after that, we will move on. We will start talking about the NBA playoffs. So the NBA playoffs will start in the East. The Cavs are probably going to sweep the Heat, but we're glad that it was the Heat instead of the Hawks because after that shit Trae Young did, I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, I hope the Heat smack this team tomorrow. Oh, obviously we didn't know it was going to be the Heat yet, but I was honestly hoping for the Bulls because I like some of the Bulls players. I like Kobe White, Josh Giddey. I like Lonzo Ball as well. Even though he didn't play. But yes, so also I like the Heat too. I like Tyler Hero, Bam. Davion Mitchell too. Davion Mitchell versus Donovan Mitchell has been so fun to watch. It's so funny because they're brothers, and then obviously one's on Cleveland, one's on Miami. But yeah, it's looking kind of like Cleveland's going to sweep. If not, probably in 5. Billy Bowman Jr., Oklahoma safety, just got selected by the Atlanta Falcons. Pick 118. Billy Bowman Jr., safety out of Oklahoma. All right. Falcons. I guess the Falcons, because the Falcons got a safety, I believe, earlier on. in round 2, the Falcons. Where's it at? The Falcons selected. Oh no, they traded out of round 2, so they got him in round 3. Yeah, they got Xavier Watts from Notre Dame, and then now Billy Bowman Jr. out of Oklahoma. So I guess they think they need safeties. I thought they had Jesse Bates, if I'm not mistaken. I know they signed Justin Simmons late last year, but then let him go again. Oh wow, a long pick 6. I think that's like a 100-yard pick 6 for Billy Bowman Jr. Interesting. All right, Falcons. Good stuff, Falcons. But yeah, anyways, we'll go back to the NBA playoffs. Yeah, there's not really much else in that Cavs Heat series other than like the Cavs might sweep them, but we're glad it was the Heat instead of the Hawks because Trae Young doesn't deserve it. But yeah, the Heat sucks for them that they lost Jimmy Butler middle of the year, or otherwise they'd probably be a way better team in the East. But this is still good for them. They might get a game in Miami, but the Cavs are looking pretty strong. I mean, the Cavs are like, I believe, the best record, or it was either them or the Thunder had the best record in the entire NBA this year. So yeah, no surprise there that they're dominating the Heat. Celtics Magic. The Magic just pulled off a win last night in Orlando with Jason Tatum back. You don't want to read too much into that, but I think Orlando wins this next game because they play real hard, and it's in Orlando. But I think Boston will then win in Boston because Boston does really good at home. They do really. They actually do pretty good away too. But the thing is, I think Orlando will have the momentum and the home field, and then also they just play real hard. And then who knows if Jason Tatum's still 100% now? And then so they will get to probably 2-2, and then the Boston Celtics will come in, probably win that game 5 is how I'm thinking. And then since they're good closers, they will close out in game 6 most likely. So I think Celtics in 6, but Orlando is going to put up a real good fight. They're going to make them earn it. Yeah, but we'll see how the Jason Tatum injury is still affecting him in game 4 in the coming days. Pacers Bucks, the 3-6 series. Dame came back. He was kind of minimal in game 3, but they didn't really need him because Gary Trent went off, which is not going to keep happening. So Gary Trent going off, I think he had like 37, and so did Giannis. So they won game 3, but that is not going to keep happening. I got the Pacers in 5 because Kuzma's terrible. I don't think Dame can make it Dame time anymore. I don't think he has the ability to change time zones anymore. He's no longer Dr. Strange. He can't change the timeline. It is not Dame time. Which that's kind of not even really on Dame. I mean, he just came back from that crazy injury. What was it, like blood clots or something? Like deep vein thrombosis, something like that, where you probably really can't practice basketball. Because if you can't play basketball, you probably can't really practice basketball too much. Like not to the level that you need to be in playoff shape by the time you get back. So that sucks for Dame. But Miles Turner and Pascal Siakam are eating up this team. Like, this is supposed to be a bigger team in Milwaukee. Milwaukee's supposed to be the bigger team. Why are they getting eaten up? Well, really, Lopez is just gone. Lopez is gone. Portis is gone. It's just Giannis. Giannis is similar to Jokic in Denver. He can't do it all. He needs help. And they both have rings. Yeah, it sucks. Anyways, yeah, I got Pacers in 5. Because Gary Trent can't keep up 37-point games. Giannis can't carry this team that hard. Dame's nowhere to be found. Brook Lopez is nowhere to be found. Bobby Porter's nowhere to be found. Kyle Kuzma is super lost. But yeah, Knicks Pistons. Oh man, this is like the closest series there is. The Knicks bounced back with a win last night, which they needed. They had to go into Detroit and get one back because they lost one in New York, which was bad. So then it was like, okay, this might be bad. If Detroit has home field for the rest of the series, they'll win. Possibly. I think it's going to go to 7. I think this one goes to 7. I think the Knicks edge it out, though. I think because you're going to be in Madison Square Garden for Game 7. And with these players, there's so much talent on that Knicks team. Not that there isn't talent on the Pistons, but there's just so much more on the Knicks. And if they're playing Game 7 with all that talent in Madison Square Garden, they will win it. And I'm pretty sure they can take Game 7 because this is the closest series there is. Oh, man, like each game has been like only a couple points decided. It's craziness. I love it. And it's so old school, the Knicks and the Pistons. That's such an old school ass series. That sounds like it's from the 90s. Oh, man. But, yeah, moving on to the West. The Thunder are up like 3-0 already. They won one of the games by 51. They're going to sweep this team. Ja Morant's already injured now, too. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, the Grizzlies need help. They need to find a coach. I don't know who this Swedish dude is that's coaching them. Nothing against the Swedish dude. I can't just – what is his name? Like Thomas Isolo or something? David Walker, Central Arkansas edge rusher, just got picked by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in pick 121. Central Arkansas. Oh, wow. Their field looks very interesting. Their field is purple and gray. But, yes, David Walker. I guess Central Arkansas is probably a Division II school. Really cool to see kids like this get drafted. Kids from not even like just the lower FBS schools, but the lower schools. But yeah. But anyways, back to the NBA playoffs. The Thunder versus Grizzlies is such a sad series. Like the Thunder are gonna destroy them, and it's gonna be Game 4. Like losing your playoff series in your home state, in your home court, is so sad. The Grizzlies need help. They need to fix. They need to get rid of Ja Morant. I don't know what they need to do. They need to do something. The Rockets and Warriors, the 2-7 matchup for the West. Ooh, the Rockets and Warriors is crazy, dude. It's like so physical. Oh my gosh. I mean, Jimmy Butler's hurt. If Jimmy Butler doesn't come back, the Rockets will probably win this in 7. If Jimmy Butler does come back, I think the Warriors win this in 7. That's my contingencies on this. Because the Warriors, especially with Jimmy Butler, the Warriors are so clutch. The Warriors with that big three, they're just way too good. But if Jimmy doesn't come back, which everybody's saying Amen Thompson's a really dirty player. Amen Thompson, I've seen some of his old stuff. That makes him a dirty player. This Jimmy Butler one, I was kind of – because like he was kind of just like a mixed – like he flew into it. Because I don't know. That's dangerous going after somebody like that. But, yeah, he has thrown Tyler Hero to the ground. He's went crazy on Giannis. Like, he's done a couple things before. But, yeah, somebody's going to win this game. Somebody's going to win this series, and it's going to go to 7. I don't know who yet. I think I'm leaning Rockets right now because unless Jimmy comes back soon, it's going to be hard to come back from. The Panthers just picked Lathan Ransom, safety out of Ohio State. Oh, yeah. I watched this kid in a lot of games because obviously Ohio State was on a lot. But, yes, Lathan Ransom to the Panthers. Good pick for the Panthers. But, yes, so the 3-6 series in the West, in the Western Conference playoffs is the Lakers and Timberwolves. Timberwolves got that big win in Game 3. I think that's going to lead to them now winning because LA does not like to win on the road. And now with the T-Wolves being up 2-1 and now having 2 more games in Minnesota, they will win those games in Minnesota. So they now will at least win 4-2. So I think Minnesota either wins in 5 or 6. Minnesota wins this series. People are going to call me crazy because obviously LA has LeBron and Luka and all these great players. I don't care. It's about the team and about how it's played. They don't win. They do not win away games. Minnesota's going to win again. They're going to go up 3-1. You think the Lakers are coming back from that? I mean, they have the players to do so, but they're not going to win again in Minnesota. They won't win away games. So as soon as they lost, and I said this to my friends and people that I talk to about sports. I was telling them as soon as Minnesota won that game in LA, I was like, LA does not win away games. This series is over. And now I'm in full belief of that. It also Minnesota's more physical.
Over now by Post Malone now playing.
Also, the Nuggets versus Clippers. Hold on, let me close that out. I don't know why my Siri decided to play that, but the Nuggets versus Clippers is the last series that we're going to discuss. like I said earlier in this, like when in my playoff discussion, the Nuggets have Jokic, and that's it. He can't do everything. Like you look at if you look at the stats, Jokic is leading like everything, every like key stat basically. The Clippers, they got like Kawhi leading points, Harden leading assists, Zubac leading their rebounds, and then like Batum leading their like blocks or steals or whatever, right? Jokic is leading like all of that for the like. What are we doing here? Like you can't expect Jokic. I mean, yeah, because Jokic is great, and like if anybody could do it,
there was a problem with Apple Music.
If anybody could do it, it would be Jokic, but he can't. This team, not against Kawhi Leonard and James Harden. These are like Hall of Fame level players. So yeah, Denver's going to need a mini reset because MPJ and all them can't do this. Oh wow, Jack Sawyer, the edge rusher, defensive end out of Ohio State, just got picked by the Pittsburgh Steelers. I am absolutely enamored with that pick. I love that pick so much. Pick 123. Jack Sawyer at pick 123 is a huge steal. This kid is going to be crazy good. Oh my gosh. The Steelers are just they won me back. They won me back after that Caleb Johnson situation in the third round. They won me back. Wow. Damn. Wait, what? Hold on. I'm thinking, are they saying that this kid had cancer? But we'll round out this Clippers series before we talk about this. The Clippers are probably going to win this series in 6 because, yeah, Jokic can't do it all. It's like 2-1 right now. Nuggets might get another game, but Jokic can't do everything like this. Clippers will win it in 6, which will be in LA, which is good for them. But yeah, so that's all my playoff takes for the first round. That's my draft takes. There's obviously day 3 of the draft coming, so rounds 4 through 7. More playoff games are coming. Expect another live video soon from me. I'm also working on getting some social media accounts set up and a logo made. Also, there may be a new YouTube channel coming up because this was my like personal YouTube channel, so I might make one for the actual Green on Sports podcast. So expect that coming soon. New social medias, X, Instagram, maybe even TikTok. We'll see. New YouTube coming out. Yeah. And then hopefully we just continue to grow this podcast. And then eventually things will obviously things will continue to grow, but then things will just get better and better. But yeah, so that's all I have for today. So for the crazy first couple rounds of the draft, still waiting on Shedeur Sanders to get picked, and then also the crazy first round of the NBA playoffs. A lot of like exciting sports happening right now. Yeah. I will see y'all soon. It was great to come here and have this conversation. It's been way too long since I've been on. I've had a really busy life lately. That is no excuse, but I've just like been unable to get back on to the podcast. Like I have school, a lot of work things going on, and then also had a couple family visits happen, or what I went to go visit, or they came to visit me. So yeah, I just had a lot of like stuff where it prohibited me from being able to actually hop on. But I am back, and we will be back on more regularly. But yes, so much love to everybody who supports. Stay blessed, and peace out, y'all. Yeah, appreciate it.